On the 21st of July of 2017, 7 friends began an epic 10,000-mile journey east to the country of Mongolia.
They would quickly cross Europe into Turkey, Georgia and Azerbaijan before crossing the Caspian Sea to Kazakhstan. From there, they'd push deep into the Silk Road of Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan before re-entering Kazakhstan to push on via Russia to Mongolia and the finish line at Ulan-Ude. From there, we would dash home through Russia via the Trans-Siberian Highway before finally arriving home just 3 months later.
In the middle of some obscure German forest, look who we found! We found the other team, and within half an hour of using Angus's toolkit, we think we fixed the car.
We're in Budapest. We're currently on the Chris Brown tour, Whistle Stop Tour of Budapest.
Well, today, Sam nearly killed a car full of 3 people.
Including himself. I don't know why. Sam has a conscience, you know. Sam was in the car.
Sam tried to overtake a lorry with the power that he didn't have, and then got driven onto the wrong side of the road, onto the verge by an oncoming car.
I had to take dramatic action. It was a little bit.
It's a little bit hairy.
A bit hairy, yeah. But it was alright, we're all smiling now.
After that excitement, Chris decided to do his best impression of Theresa May.
What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done?
Wow. Good morning.
In Romania, the cows have the right of way.
We're making an incompetence board. Unfortunately, I've got one for kicking over pasta, but Sam has one for almost killing everyone. And I don't think they're
kind of on par.
I don't think they're on par.
I don't know. I think it's.
Chris has one for missing his services.
To be honest, I don't.
Missing his services is the same as everyone nearly dying. Yeah.
I'm alright with that. I'm alright with a bit of universal scoring system. I don't mind. Boji, mate, how are you?
Fine. Went the wrong way.
Busy at work. What design are you going for, Benji?
And one that so far hasn't been proven to be shit.
3, 2, 1, throw away.
You cannot make paper airplanes, Benji.
Well, we've just come out of the garage and we've just got some new tyres and
It's so smooth.
it's so smooth.
as a baby's bottom.
By now, we had made it to Varna on the Bulgarian coast. The weather was crap, but the beer was very cheap. So the next afternoon, we stumble out of our hostel, Australian hitchhiker in tow, with our sights set for Istanbul, Turkey.
The lovely city of Istanbul this morning.
And what are we going to be doing?
Going for Chris Brown travel tour round 2, Istanbul. Budapest didn't go so well last time, but this time Chris has been given a little bit more slack. A whole day in the city.
You got room to breathe?
Got room to breathe, yeah. We are currently on our way to a mosque.
These are the special needs one that we have to make sure we don't lose.
Andrew, mate, how's your bell? Claire is redoing the world.
The German power washer rain washed it off.
packed up the cars.
Now we're waiting for Chris. No, I think he gets an incompetence point for not being back by 11:30.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think per 10
Oh my
minutes
God.
he's late.
The next leg of our journey would take us deep into Turkey, before crossing into Georgia and Azerbaijan, where we would catch a ferry across the Caspian Sea to Kazakhstan.
We are now trying to leave Istanbul.
Or we could go for a swim.
No, it smells really nice.
Smells lovely.
It smells like...
It smells like chlamydia.
So good for swim?
I wouldn't.
Oh, it's a lovely bit of melon though. Look
I
at
dip
that.
my toes in, but nothing more than my toes. We are going to somewhere to camp, preferably as close as to Lake Tus as we can, as the sun is setting.
Then what will we do?
We will be getting up early to go to Cappadocia. So we have arrived at Lake Tus, just as the sun sets.
This is the best camping spot so far, Chris. Right next to the dual carriageway. I've never been so dusty.
I quite like it.
Look how well we put up the tent last night. in the dark. Look how dusty it is, isn't it?
Beach.
On the plus side, it is actually a beach because there is the Salt Lake, and that's not even the Salt Lake part. That's just the
So we are now in Cappadocia, but more importantly, we are all in a hole. So we're about to go on a hot air balloon. So we arrived in a random farmer's field, and it was rather nice.
Yet again, Team Maddie has been waiting a long time for Team Hetty to get ready. I think we were ready for like 45 minutes now. Still packing.
I have enough time to.
Having spent the first hour of the day mocking the other team for slowing us all down, we have spent the first hour driving in the wrong direction towards Ankara, but they don't know that yet too. So hopefully we're just going to keep quiet and hope they just keep following like little sheep, so they never ever know about this. We are currently still, we're about half an hour west of where we left this morning. So Navmi gets an incompetence point. Navmi does get an incompetence point, but hopefully they never know.
Claire missed a set of lights, which were red, and then attempted to stop at about 60 miles an hour within 10 metres of the lights. Needless to say that some damage was done to the tyre.
Whoa. That's not so good, is it?
Otherwise, a really good tyre.
I saw
that is a shame.
up as well. That actually stopped. I saw it like
Full lock up at the front.
I mean, I can't judge her for not being used to lights on a motorway, but it was reasonably obvious.
There were cars stopped in front of us.
That should have been a hint.
I'm having a lovely time on this road. I've had much fun driving today. Most fun driving days that we've had, I reckon.
I didn't feel particularly safe at the back. As the raiding party for the tent finding situation, how do you think we've? There we go. Oh, there we go.
I think we won.
Yeah, look at that. As we set up camp for the fourth night in Turkey.
This is the official How Far Away Snoring Sam Weston tent placement. There. That's where he will stay.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to turn the other cheek. Andrew, rating today. What would you call it?
A very strong 9.5 out of 10. Best day on the ride so far, I reckon. Very good day. The views are amazing. The drive was superb, and we made good progress. And now we're camping here, which is fucking amazing. So.
And I got 7 incompetence points.
And Claire got 7 incompetence points.
Yeah, for blowing a tyre. Chef.
Yes.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
What's for dinner tonight?
That. With that.
That sounds delicious.
This has been off the Lonely Planet.
Off the Lonely Planet.
I'm converted. I'm converted. We need to go off road more often. I mean, look at this scenery.
They've all said that.
Spectacular.
Well,
very happy man.
Tonight on the Turkish Open, Sam hits a ball. No, he missed.
Oh!
Oh, God. Can I have a go?
well, it's our last morning in Turkey, and surprise, surprise, we are waiting for Team Hetty again. A wild Andrew approaches, flip-flop abound, and suspiciously.
What you say?
Well, we're just complaining again how Team Incompetent aren't ready again.
Hey, I was just. Should we go sit and heckle?
Yeah. I mean, we could heckle. So we just drove up the hill for about, I don't know, an hour. Only to find that the monastery was closed. Has anyone got anything to say to Chris?
No.
No?
Just disappointment.
It's all just... Andrew, anything to say to Chris and Lonely Planet?
It's quite a nice view. It was also closed. Therefore, Chris gets 10 incompetence points. No, 7.
Well, welcome to Georgia.
Once we hit Georgia, we headed straight for Batumi, a beach resort on the Black Sea, for a few days by the beach.
Look, Tony Stark wants us to eat.
Superpower.
This is what I do for a spare job.
Jim.
Adam, it's down this way.
Over here.
We think.
Where are we going?
This way, maybe.
That's on video. Well, we just went for a skinny dip in the Black Sea. Any modesty has now been banished. So we are now leaving Batumi. It took us about 2.5 hours to leave the hostel we were at. The reason why was because we went out last night. We hit the strip, and well, regret happened. Roads on Georgia aren't very nice.
So now where
But
to
now
next?
we said solid. We got too hot, so we've found a wonderful river.
Wow. And we're going for
go wallow like hippos.
Here comes Angus. Everything went from gold to shit. We're having lots of fun, and Sam hit his head on the floor.
Very hard.
And now we might need to go to a hospital. Sam seems to be deteriorating, so we've called an ambulance. We're just waiting for it now. Hopefully he's going to be alright.
Sam is currently in a hospital bed, and the woman's pretty confident that we can take him away tonight. We've been waiting for the results, about half an hour ago they told us it would be 15 minutes, and now they told us it would be half an hour, so who knows.
Don't go swimming in Georgia.
Thankfully, Sam was given the all clear, suffering only a severe concussion, so the next morning we made our way to Tbilisi to give Sam some much needed rest.
We've just arrived at the hostel, and it only took 10 minutes before Andrew over here has locked the keys in the car.
It's fine.
How do you feel about this,
I'll pick him
Andrew?
again.
Get away from my car!
Result, we have broken into the car.
How many minutes?
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
If we realised we could just twist it as well, that would have taken 30 seconds.
Sam's injuries took longer than expected to improve, so we had 5 days in Tbilisi to explore the city, relax and enjoy the phenomenal Georgian food.
No, you don't. You just hold it upside down.
We're looking for parts,
Yeah.
and we can't speak Georgian,
Or Italian or German.
or Italian or German or Russian, and we're in this weird, bizarre place.
Skoda Felicia.
Felicia.
Felicia, yes. I need.
Skoda Felicia.
Progress was slow in the car maze, but eventually I managed to find a new throttle body for Maddie, meaning our check engine light was extinguished for the first time since Lancaster, and Angus scored some larger tyres for Hetty.
So we're finally leaving Tbilisi on our way to Baku today, hoping to get the ferry in the next couple of days. How green are you, Sam?
5.
We're in Azerbaijan. First pull over, Chris managed to wrangle his way out with no fine.
He was trying to charge me 700 to start off.
700 manat?
Yeah, 700 manat, and I was like,
£350.
I was like, you can jog on, mate, and he was like, okay, well, I charge you like 400 instead. I was like, still no, like, there's nothing wrong. I mean, admittedly, we did overtake in a no overtake zone, but the sign was covered in vegetation, so luckily I used that as an excuse, and yeah, just played dumb.
So, second stop by the police in Azerbaijan. Second in 2 hours, I think, and well, it was half an hour after the first one. Apparently Angus didn't indicate. You can see them there in the mirror. I don't like them. There we go. We've been let away from our second police. No payment done.
We are now entering Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan.
Once in Baku, we had to find the elusive ferry across the Caspian Sea.
How's the boat going, Sam?
The boat, minimal progress is being made. But we found a castle, which is quite nice. The F1 castle, can I just add?
We got a heads up that there was a ferry in port from a guy that Claire matched with on Tinder. So we rushed down to the ferry port and met a load of rallies, and apparently there's a boat going tomorrow.
As we had some time to kill, we went with some fellow ralliers to explore the local sites.
Definitely I got for a real drive car here.
We were waiting for our ferry for about 2 days, so we set up camp with our fellow ralliers and passed the time by sharing stories, drinking and relaxing.
Oh.
Have you wondered why it's a cargo on a ship and a shipment on a car? No, you have not, but you should.
We've got to wait for team incompetence because they missed the ferry because they were 30 seconds behind us.
So basically, Maddie's got the paperwork and the okay to go on the boat now. There's only one boat which runs from port to port, so it's a 24-hour trip there, 8-hour wait in that port, then a 24-hour trip back, which we get on the boat and then go and meet them. So it's a 3-day,
3 days,
3.5 maybe,
3.5
wait till we'll be reunited after they leave tonight.
What's the news?
Okay, so we were told that we will be boarding in the next few hours. Wrong. So it won't be until at least 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's what we like to hear.
Although he says, he's like, I guarantee you by tomorrow morning, maybe, probably 3.
Here we go. We're now going.
Chris, you give the water back?
No.
You wanker!
Bye.
Is that the party?
Bye. And then.
Oh, there's definitely no space for the others, is there?
Yeah, oh no my lord. Andrew, for our 2.5 to almost 3 day of ferrying, what's our stock?
Crisps. Plenty, mate. Nice healthy diet. This is our cabin.
Eggs.
Waiting for all 50 lorries to reverse out of the ferry because our cars are underneath in the lower cargo.
After a grueling 8 hours at Port Customs, we were free to go, so we waited for the next 2 days for Team Hetty to arrive so we could carry on with the rest of our journey. And what a journey it would be, for we had entered Central Asia. We would enter Uzbekistan from the north before pushing on into Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, where we would tackle the mighty Pamir Highway, which would then lead us back to Kazakhstan and the city of Almaty.
We are now trying to leave Aktau via a supermarket.
You gonna burn in Kazakhstan, Chris?
Definitely not gonna burn with my SPF 10 in the Kazakhstan 40-degree heat. I think this is the highest they do as well.
Shopping with Sam. Moo! Yay! Moo! Yay!
Kazakh-Uzbeki border. It's probably going to take hours and hours and hours and hours.
There's a room over there with some kids either sleeping very, very soundly or they're dead.
How do you know they're dead?
I don't know, but it was rather stinky. And they put a padlock on the door for some reason. It was great, it was, yeah.
Well, welcome to Uzbekistan.
Hopefully, it was just, you know, cultural misinterpretation.
Let's hope.
Yeah, this is how much lunch costs in Uzbekistan. It was £20, by the way, it's £20.
So Chris, drive forwards.
What, drive forwards now?
Oh, we can't.
We are meeting the locals.
It's a drag race. Oh, we've definitely lost it this time. No! They're pulling away. Okay. Do I go back into first? Is the question.
So we went to a petrol station to find some petrol. They don't have any. There's an embargo on petrol in Uzbekistan. And the guy said there was no petrol. And then I said, how much? And then he said, follow me. So we're following him.
So this is what a fuel up in Uzbekistan looks like.
Well, the car started with the Octane 80, but you know, it's got to get through the system first. So
Right here.
we'll see what happens.
So, this is the dried up seabed of what once was the Aral Sea. These boats are just stranded here forever.
So Andrew, what's happened?
Overheated. Chris didn't stop for about 8 years. So we
8 years.
We boiled lots of our coolant.
We're running again. Diagnosis, we think, is the shit fuel that makes our engine run hotter.
We're hoping anyway.
We think. It's just an assumption because this has never happened before. So
We have just overheated for about the 5th time today.
We're now going to wire in a switch for a fan so that it's always on.
It's not great though, our max speed is 50 for about half an hour and then we've got to stop, let it cool down.
We are trying to see if the head gasket is gone.
What do you think so far?
I am scared by the bubbles in the radiator and the oil in the air filter.
Diagnosis.
Head gasket.
This was bad news. While it is possible to fix a blown head gasket, it requires an engine rebuild and a new gasket. Now, we were too incompetent to bring a spare, and the country of Uzbekistan had never seen a Nissan, let alone a Micra, so we had to call every Nissan dealership and part shop in Central Asia. Eventually we found one in Almaty, Kazakhstan, but we found it impossible to send money out of the country, as there is some kind of banking embargo in Uzbekistan. Visa, MasterCard, Western Union, you name it, it didn't work. Cash really is king. And as the parts shop in Almaty would not accept any form of online payment, we had to get a gasket shipped over from the UK at great expense via DHL, which should only take just 3 days. So, we set up camp on a local guest house's balcony and enjoyed the beautiful city.
What have we just done?
We've just climbed the wall that we shouldn't have done.
I can't laugh at it. Oh god, it's fucked. We're getting it.
So basically our part that we ordered on Tuesday to arrive today hasn't actually left England because DHL are basically retarded. So it's either another week here or we're going to try and blag it with a gasket that some man's cutting out with some scissors to Dushanbe.
I can't see, I'm so angry.
So that's about the size of it.
I have high hopes for the man with scissors.
Good. Oh god!
I've got no idea how any of this works. But, based on the engineer's reactions, not ideal.
Oh god.
Night 6 in Khiva. Adam is cooking some chicken. Claire's sitting down.
And look at Hetty's shoulder.
Hetty's been painted. And Benji's got some pepper.
I've lost count how many games of Solitaire I've played. And I've never won!
Maddie's repair kept getting pushed back. We're frustrated and eager to hit the road, but we always manage to entertain ourselves.
Come on, mate! We're on a castle, we're on a castle, we're on a castle,
Different stone, though.
We're on a castle. Look, there's an archway and a broken wall.
What's the general opinion of Adam swimming?
It's weird and I don't like it. It's
weird.
It's different.
You should be banned.
It's different. You should leave.
Ah, he's shit, you're better.
So we've been in Khiva for 9 days, with a potentially another 2-3 day wait. So we're thinking we can go and see Bukhara and Samarkand and then catch up with you guys later.
How do you feel about the other team Judasing us and stabbing a knife square into our backs?
To be honest, that's what I would have done after 9 days.
I'd have done it after day 2.
I just looked at them, I looked at Adam across the table as I was eating my grapes, choked on a seat, and then I spoke to him.
You said, Adam, just go.
Adam, just go. For the love of God, just go.
We'll see you guys. Dushanbe or Lancaster, those are the 2 options.
That is how it works.
Doesn't sound too hard.
Chris?
We thought this would never happen.
We did.
We thought we would be the opposite way round, but look at it. Hetty pulling away from Maddie.
Judas!
Stop you from leaving! You're not leaving!
What's left, Sam?
Only a broken heart and dreams.
We take the gas case today, finally, and we're now going to mechanic to fix the car.
Yes!
Boss sorted it for us, but he did tell us that it wasn't possible, and he teased us, and both our hearts sunk, and then he came back with this beautiful handmade gasket.
Wow. What does it do? I don't know.
But it will make the car work.
Here we go. Bye bye. And we're off. No. We're fucking off. Situations.
Bleak.
Yeah, not too good. We made it about 100k from Kiva, and then she overheated badly, and then we drove another 80k.
Nah, another good 100 kilometres.
Huh?
Another good 100 kilometres.
100k?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's all swings and roundabouts here.
A brief update of the events of the last 24 hours. Basically, our car was given the go-ahead, so we all jumped in.
We were so happy.
We were so happy. And then 150 kilometres down the road, it all went to shit. So, overheated,
the middle of the night.
Lots of bubbles in the coolant and stuff. So then we stopped, and we got a tow. They towed us to Bukhara, sort of. And then they told us to go to a mechanic. But the mechanic came to us, and then he just told us that it was a thermostat, so we just ditched him and thought we'd get a tow, but we still not managed to get the tow because Maddie's still driving. The only caveat is we've got to stop every hour to fill up with a couple of litres of water. God knows where this water's going. I imagine to the insides of her deepest soul.
Can you not say that, because it makes me genuinely get concerned.
She's drinking more water than us. Ahmed, goodbye. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Uzbekistan, lovely people. I mean, Sam is now a godfather, and they did force us to eat melon, but still lovely.
I'm so full of melon.
I'm so full of melon. And
melancholy.
So we carried on through the Uzbek heat, but with a new top speed of 40 miles an hour and having to stop every half an hour to let the car cool down, it was a very long day. Still, the plan was not to give up until we reached Dushanbe in Tajikistan. How did you feel, Sam? How did you feel?
Fucking grim.
Really?
Yes.
In what way? So Chris, overheat number what is this?
This is overheat number... Fuck, I actually don't know. 12?
Overheat
30?
number too many.
Maddie started to overheat far more frequently, so we were forced to find a tow to preserve whatever life was left in the engine.
By a gold-toothed local to Denal. Chris is our chief haggler.
Negotiator.
It's upside down.
There it is.
There
That is our actual deal signed.
There you go. That's our verbal contract. That's it. There we go.
This is tow number 4 of this journey from Khiva to Dushanbe. We've now crossed the border into Tajikistan, and we've got 60k left until we get to our lovely £1 hostel.
Stretch. This is our last tow.
The final stretch off of our 1,000-kilometre broken head gasket fun tour.
We are pushing the car again to another mechanic up a hill.
We spoke to the mechanic and he thought he could get Maddie running in 3 days. Soon, this would be the least of our worries.
Chris, where are we?
We are currently in Dushanbe in a shitstorm, to say the least. We get a call from Angus saying, like, you need to call us back or whatever. Rang up and yeah, they basically Team Hetty have had a full-on crash. Lorry head-on into Hetty. Luckily everyone's alright, but the car is completely kaput. Let's get a photo on Adam's photo here. So I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but that is the car.
Jesus.
They are lucky to be alive. So we got Claire over here. I don't know if you can spin it around. She's in a head brace at the moment. All alright, soldiering on.
Benji in the
currently getting stitched up.
He's having the operation.
But, I mean, the photo says it all, to be honest.
That's so bad, yeah.
Absolute trooper. I mean,
man, that is...
so hopefully they're all right, but they are lucky to be alive, to say the least.
Yeah.
Like,
So we're on our way to Dushanbe to meet up with Maddie the Micra. We'd just driven through Death Tunnel and survived. I'd taken over driving. We were about half an hour into the drive where I came around a blind bend and I saw a truck on our side of the road overtaking a car. I stomped on the brakes, turned over into the hard shoulder to avoid the truck, but unfortunately the truck did the same thing. So I then tried to turn in between the gap between the car and the truck, but didn't quite make it in time, and we crashed.
once the dust had settled, we'd stopped. As we looked up, and Claire wasn't where she was meant to be. She was sort of sprawled across the middle of the car, and the roof was just completely deformed where her head was. So we all got out of the car. We tried to. I had the only working door, so Benji got the sign out the window, and we got Claire out of the car, and sat Claire in a camping chair. Benji wasn't feeling great either, so we sat him down. He had a little bit of a cut on his head, so quick little bandage, and then waited for ambulances.
Eventually when I got into the ambulance I wasn't strapped in, I didn't have any seatbelt on, and I was lying on the slippiest piece of plastic, and the driver was driving incredibly fast, so I had to hold on to the side of the bed so I didn't fall off onto the floor. We then arrived to the hospital. We got x-rays.
We got some CT scans taken. I remember we got the pictures and they were like the resolution of a YouTube video that doesn't load properly when your Wi-Fi doesn't work. It was like, you know, saw a couple of pixels and got a very reassuring high five from the doctor. And then we decided to stay in the hostel for the night because the facilities at the hospital weren't exactly ideal for a situation that we were in.
I was left looking after the car, and then just out of nowhere, this amazing lady called Mary appeared. She worked at the British Embassy in Dushanbe, and just did things for us. Sorted the car out, sorted the police out, took our last stuff to the hospital, sorted Claire and Benji and doctors out, and sorted the police out again because they wouldn't go away. And then drove us all to the hospital. So we had 2 people on lots of drugs, and our car was written off, and just thought that was the rally over.
Or so he thought.
The gasket that we ordered like 2 weeks ago arrived. It's here.
The impossible has happened.
Mr. Armati delivered. I gave up.
Do it like a trophy, like you've just caught a fish. That's not a trophy.
Claire, look! We have our gasket.
We'd finally got hold of an actual head gasket so Maddie could be properly fixed, and our excellent Tajik mechanic assured us that it should be up and running within the week.
Well, Andrew.
How's hiking, Benji?
I'm loving it.
Can you turn your head to tell us why?
The doctor's recommended that I go for a hike so I can fly my drone. Although the doctors look suspicious to me, much like Andrew and Sam.
More! Yay!
After 7 long days, Maddie was ready to hit the road again.
She's currently, much to everyone's surprise, amazement and joy, running.
No, not running, purring.
She's definitely purring.
She's ready to go.
Chris, look at all this money.
It's hurricane. Well, not real.
How much money is it in? How much is it? 6,700.
£500.
Yeah, about 550 quid.
It's the same. It's more than Maddie. It's more than the price of Maddie.
Oh, God.
Well, as long as it makes it better.
If it works, I won't be that upset, but if she breaks another 150 kilometres, I'm actually just going to inject my eyeballs with heroin.
150 kilometres, it will be of us crying.
over this money. I don't know what I'll do actually. What if she breaks? What will happen?
Yeah.
Will we commit suicide?
Yeah.
No, I tell you what, if she does break, we're pushing her off a cliff.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
You'll never guess where we are now. We're in Maddie!
Just for a bit of context, we're currently driving north the wrong direction for about 400 kilometres to pick up a car for Team Hetty so they can do the Pamirs. So we're driving poorly Maddie 800 kilometres out the way for these bellends.
We're currently driving rather slowly up this hill behind a lorry in first gear. We're slightly above normal temperature, but that's to be expected given the altitude and the altitude.
We've had to stop again, but it's not from overheating, it's overcooling now because the thermostat isn't in. And we're fixing it with
metal strings.
duct tape.
Mercilessly, Maddie's repair held, and the next morning we'd made it to the border to pick up the car.
Well, this is the car that they're hiring. Look at the size difference. I think Angus is compensating. We're going to Lake Caracol in Canyonero.
That's not Caracol, mate.
Oh, well, yeah, we are.
It's Caracol.
It's Caracol because we're running out of light and we've got seats for everyone.
It's so big! Oh my god!
I've got too much no room.
That's too much. What is... Wow! Oh my god, the bumps, it just absorbs them! The seats are so comfy!
Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Y'all don't help themselves, y'all. But when the tax man comes...
So we're about to go into a glacial lake and it's freezing and my nips are already erect and I'm already cold and it's going to be horrible.
Shut up, it's fine.
That was awful!
Why did we do that?
Once back in Dushanbe, we were greeted with some bad news.
We initially decided to carry on. We found a car to rent and everything. Slightly sturdier one this time round. We genuinely thought we'd gotten away from it pretty unscathed, actually. I got a good bag of drugs that I was taking, and that is probably one of the reasons why I was so optimistic. The opiates that I was given seemed to do the trick. Who would have thought? And so a couple of days before we were thinking of setting off again, I'd been talking to this Danish doctor that my insurance had hooked me up with, and he said, you should probably try one day off the opiates just to see, if you're actually feeling all right. Because we've been walking about, hiking and stuff, and when I then woke up the next morning, I literally could not move. I mean, my body was I just felt destroyed. I was listening to this Danish doctor and took his advice. He told me, might be a good idea to throw in the towel and come home. And so I reluctantly did that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Benji.
See ya.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, miss you too.
We'll miss your gin and your balls.
Oh no, the GTIs.
My balls.
In the morning, the remaining 6 of us saddled up to tackle the Pamir Highway, the world's second highest international road, reaching a colossal 4,655 metres above sea level. However, the first problem for the newly named Team America was how thirsty their V8 was.
We've just filled up the Land Cruiser. It's very expensive.
The American was £65. 65, how many litres? 93.
Carrying 120 litres of fuel between the two cars, we pushed on onto the Pamir Highway.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. Something changed in the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by and the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be.
We are tearing up Hetty's owner's manual so we can cremate part of her.
Oh, poor
The
Hetty.
least environmentally damaging part of her. And that is paper.
I want to glug it again. A bit.
Can we make a song?
Oh,
Claire?
farewell, Hetty.
Oh, goodbye, fair Hetty. Oh, Claire, sweet Claire, let's burn thy manual.
Oh, it's quite sad.
I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Oh God. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone.
We've made it to the Panj River, which means that just across the way over there is Afghanistan.
Deep sea diving round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be right.
Here's to America, we've got something hanging off the bottom of their car. Sam, is Maddie broken?
No.
Sam, what do you think of this little mountain town?
I quite like it.
Chris?
It's like little udders, look at these.
And little udders.
Oh no!
Oh, that'd be cool. We are going to the Wakhan Valley.
Nice.
It's going to be wonderbar.
Wonderbar.
Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see.
What's happened, Angus?
Slow puncture.
A slow puncture. There's only one word I can describe that as catastrophe.
Oh, that was alright.
Packing up and not to poo themselves.
Why?
We all need a poo.
Why can't we poo in this lovely countryside area, Sam?
Because we're currently encroaching on someone's land. So it's not the...
We don't want to poo in his garden.
It doesn't really put across the right message, does it? Don't you want to be sleeping in your land? And we'll shoot on it. Update on the 6. Well, the 6 is such that, well, we drove too fast for Canyon Arrow. Maddie outpaced the beast. And we were waiting for them because potentially their tyres are a little bit wobbly.
I think we're throwing signs Afghanistan. Go! I didn't see it.
Yes! I'm throwing rocks to Afghanistan! Straight through, mate.
Hold this. Greek salad, mate. Do you like my chefing? I'm quite the road chef.
Mmm.
That's quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
More
better to pop top than
We've made excellent progress today.
How's pissing off the edge of the world, Sam?
Oh, it feels pretty damn good.
We are in. Oh, this is the bedroom. This room over here.
Show me the toilet, Sam.
So this is the sort of lounge area, you know, you can sleep if you want. That's the party room. Everything. This is the, well, the piss room. You know, pretty hardcore, poor ventilation, but you know, a man's got to do what a man's got to do, you know. now got our own rally stage. Too far.
It's good!
So you lost your head inside your
We're about 4,000 metres.
and the weighty world.
The road's up, absolute rubbish.
And
But
you
Maddie's performing pretty
overgiven
good.
On the stone
It's just so
you call a heart.
smooth. Oh, it's just so smooth.
Get the singing
So, Team America, they left us before the pass because they needed to change the tyre. They told us, go ahead, we'll see you in a minute. And it's been about an hour now and we're getting a bit concerned. Maybe they didn't make it. So we're going to carry on.
Go, they say.
We're going to carry on to a village and we're going to wait there and have food. Because
go
why
they
wait
say.
hungry when you can wait full?
And they fixed the tyre for us. It took a while, and they thanked them, they gave us money, and they left. We then tried to drive off. You know, you can't bump start an automatic.
Nah.
So, what with the boot not sealing properly, we now have a slight dust problem.
Why do you keep breaking cars?
all the love you placed inside my hands. Oh, the fervor that your heart demands. Where we went off with this.
It's only 7 o'clock.
It's freezing though.
We want to go to bed, I'm freezing.
It's 5 to 7 and
Before we go to bed, I'll check the temperature in the car.
It was,
yes.
It was snowing, but when we got here, so
It was.
it's pretty chilly.
It was most nippy.
It's cold. Everything's frozen.
Unlike your heart, Claire.
It's a good day, Andrew.
Oh, still I don't love you enough to take your shaking bones and step out on your own.
I must say, I'm loving your new colour scheme, bud.
Fuck off.
Just for a bit of context, Claire, while we thought she was sleeping, sprayed 2 of our wheels bright pink. Bright pink. We thought she was sleeping, and I even called Claire, "Are you hungry?" and nothing came. I thought, oh, she must be resting her weary head, and she was out there spray painting our wheels.
There's nothing left for you.
Mayday, mayday,
Here we are at 3,600-ish metres. Here's Maddie struggling to pull off.
Oh! She's got it! She's got it! Sam can't do hill starts, and the car has no power. What about you, Chris? How do you feel? I feel fucking amazing. We're ascending the roof of the world. Oh, and I think we're here. Yes! Right, turn the car around, we'll get a picture of both cars.
You say yes, I say no. Love don't stop, love don't go, love don't go.
What do you think of the China border?
Stupid and unnecessary.
Chris?
An unnecessary human construct.
That border is the edge of where poppadoms are acceptable. Not poppadoms, fucking prawn crackers.
Yes, ready. Stop! 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 You're just digging a hole. Lock the dips.
Can't.
Can't.
We haven't got a div lock.
You can't lock the dips on a four. What? What kind of vehicle is this?
Well, fuck me.
Oh, fuck it, she's grounded.
You're in a bit of a pickle, I think.
Men and the toys.
Dig!
I got that one.
How's the rudimentary road coming along, Sam?
Right, leave that I wouldn't call it the M25 or the A6.
Whacking the tarmac.
Easy.
3, 2, 1, go!
Get that back right.
Stop! Stop!
The cavalry has arrived. No. Diff lock it. Then put it on diff locks.
How many 4x4s do you need to get out of your mess?
More, I think. I'm not certain the exact number, but more.
We have our car, the car that came to save us, and the car that came to save the car that came to save us. How do you feel?
Not to be stuck in the mud, but little bit of a stuck in the mud.
Right, one down.
One down. Come on.
One to go. Yep, go. Shit.
With that massive failure, the 4x4 left. We had no idea if they were coming back, so all we could do was wait.
Yeah. Bit stop. Look sharp. Something. Good dark.
The man has bought some wire from somewhere. I'm not quite sure where.
That'll take some tension.
Might do the job.
He's came back for us.
Can you shout at me before I get to the ditch? Yes.
Yep. Right, is everyone ready? Right, go. Yes. Go. Right, go. Stop.
After 4 hours of digging, pushing and heckling Adam, as well as inconveniencing several dozen locals, we were free. We were incredibly grateful for the help we received, in spite of our clear stupidity and incompetence. Well, Adam's.
So we just went through the plethora of containers for the Tajikistan-Kyrgyzstan border. We had no idea what was going on. Lots of shouting, lots of bribes. But now we're here.
We were waiting here for Team America for about 15 minutes. We were worried about their visas, but it turns out they broke both front of their...
I've just seen the bottom of their shocks.
Oh, no, mate.
This expensive travel's got it.
What's wrong with the car, Angus?
What's wrong with the big expensive car? What have you done to it?
We might have broken both front shocks.
So how's the ride been?
My head sort of alternates between here and here.
I can't feel my limbs. It's really fucking bad.
Literally, I asked Adam, are you deliberately bouncing out of your seat?
My head's hit that roof.
Well, good thing we've only got another 200 kilometres to Osh, eh? The roads are smooth though. So their car's fucked. So because Team America's car was completely fucked, they took it back to the hire place in Osh, and now they've been given a new car. In other news, we're now in Kyrgyzstan. Today we went to the garage, we had our wheel wobble fixed.
So on the Kyrgyzstan's equivalent of a motorway, we've been ground to a halt because of sheep. Oh look, there's a donkey as well. Oh look, at children!
It's literally just children like shearing them in as well.
Sheep
shearing them? Is that how you say it?
You heard them.
Heard them.
You don't
Shear,
shear.
oh my god.
That's on camera.
Gas!
Oh my
Gas now! Gas it!
You do shear sheep.
Yeah, you do. That's to get the fucking wool off them, you complete
That's what they're
cretin.
doing. Look, they're shearing them.
They're not shearing them. They're
Fucking herding
It's hurting them. That's on camera.
I'm Simon
my
Andrew
God.
and I'm farmers.
We're not
I'm not farmers.
You know what? You don't shear a sheep if you're just walking.
You do shear a sheep.
Oh my god, you've been to New Zealand.
Sheep get sheared.
They do, but this isn't shearing, you cretin!
Yeah, they're getting sheared by dust.
Oh, up there, take pictures of the sunrise.
So it's the first morning with their new car, and Team Maddie are going to have to give him a jump start. How much are we going to charge this service, by the way?
$100, I reckon.
$100.
How much
Yes! Maddie brings life again! Maddie the life giver!
Like the Phoenix.
Like the Phoenix.
Maddie's the support vehicle again.
Maddie is the support vehicle. So we're on our way to Lake Son Col. It's been off-road for the past hour and we've seen a shit ton of cows.
I'm being attacked by cows.
Oh god! Look at this one! He's
This one on the
jumping
front.
on it!
Oh god.
Oh no!
This was having sexy time.
Oh god, we're big.
Cows
Quite a lot of cows.
Oh my god!
Are you going, my fading light? Where you going, it's cold at night. Without your light, the sound of the night rings blue. Oh, and I sit inside until you appear. Oh, and flowers hide, and she'll hide until you are near. You make things clear through the seam of the curve.
We've had our first puncture. And it wasn't because of the rocks.
It was a nail!
Nailing
a little
nail.
My mind will settle in the summer sun. Roses and their petals seem to grow. The city's gold, so cold.
We've got 1,000 metres to go, altitude-wise. And we've already had to go to first gear.
Another switchback done. Of like 30 switchbacks.
What's wrong with the big car?
Well, it got to where the little car was overheating, and then we stopped and we found.
No, our car's not moved. It's not overheated at all.
Perfect, I'd say.
Perfect.
Perfect. Worth the money invested.
Adam, how's your car? How's the big expensive second 4x4?
Well, the first one we broke. So,
Tea's ready.
Yeah.
Tea's ready.
You can have some boiling water out of this one if you want.
Are we the support vehicle
Chai?
again?
Yeah, we are the
Chai?
support
Chai?
vehicle. Chai.
We are playing a game called Rocky Rock.
3, 2, 1, Rocky Rock!
Rocky Rock. That was the best one. Still going.
Once the 4x4 cooled down, we pushed onto the 3,000 metre high mountain plateau at Lake Son Col lay.
This might be our home for the night. Come and look. Welcome to my crib. This is the entrance. A bed. We have 5 beds, 6 people. So the man is going to bring us another bed. We have decor, handmade by locals. We have something I can't open.
It's a fire.
A fire. We have an outside bed for Sam because he snores. And then we have the lavatories.
Ooh, let's go see them.
We have a lakeside view. And here we are. The toilet facilities.
Ooh, there's toilet paper.
There's toilet paper and there is spare toilet paper.
Oh my god, and the hole. You know what, Claire?
That's a decent hole.
How would you rate the hole?
I don't know what situation, you need to use that. It's relatively clean. There's walls and there's toilet paper, so it's a 3-star.
3-star.
Yeah.
It's a good toilet.
It's lacking a sink and a actual toilet, which would bump it up to a 5-star. So it's only a 3.
Basically, Claire is now coming with us to Mongolia as well, and Maddie. So now we're going to have 5 people. So we're testing how comfy it is with 3 people in the back.
We're practicing what the 48-hour stint's going to be like when we sleep. So first
to the right.
To the right.
We stick to the right first.
And then
we're
next
sleeping
fitting saw to the left.
Oh, yes. It's actually really comfy.
Guys, I need to fart.
Help!
On my face, they'll sit inside until you appear. Oh, and flowers hide
We'll boil the coolant. It's still in there.
Okay.
Just can't leave.
How did it get so hot? Going.
No idea.
That might be an issue. And the giraffes are here at their watering hole. It's our first yak in Kyrgyzstan. Look at them! Oh, a baby yak! So their new 4x4 has been overheating all morning. At the moment we're driving, crawling along some of the heat. We're on flat roads. It's not even that warm outside, so it's concerning. But it's only a hire car, so it's not the end of the world.
If he's videoing, this was 300 metres.
It's about 2k. We've gone 2k and it's already overheated. Looks quite bad actually.
Literally the highest the revs went once was 2,000 RPM.
Oh good. At least the rev counter's working again.
With Team America's car deteriorating, we had a long, slow drive to the next town, so we had to find ways to entertain ourselves.
I will go most anywhere.
What a rendition!
Good.
Well, what are we going to sing back?
By now you should have somehow realised what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street.
So we've decided to cut as much weight as we can from the car, so 5 people can fit into the car. So,
all we got to do.
Cue the music.
After that productive day, Team America handed back the hire car keys to an angry-looking man and promptly boarded a bus to Almaty in Kazakhstan. Team Maddie followed in a now much lighter steed.
We're saying goodbye to Adam. We're all going to bundle into Maddie. Adam, how do you feel about being Judas by your team?
I feel it was a nice supper. So
It was a nice supper.
worth it.
We had a lovely meal and it was very expensive, but it's what Adam would have wanted. And we went bowling and got a bit drunk.
For Johnny! Oh, what was that, Sam?
Cut the crap to the Enterprise! Beam me up, Spotty!
Any passing words? If anyone could think of finishing last words, they'd be very happy with themselves, but I can't.
Oh.
It's too early for Adam.
Far too early. I'm far too early. This is one of the worst hangers I've had.
Oh, Adam.
Success!
Oh, Adam.
Oh, Adam. Adam! Cantering! Canter!
Free, Adam. Run free!
Run free, Adam! You take care! Live your life! Live your life! Oh, there we go! So our emotional goodbye to Adam was cut short by being pulled over by the police about 5 seconds later when Andrew turned left on our only turn right junction. What's happened?
He wanted $50, but I said no, so now we're going.
Yeah!
Is there no effort? You just said alright.
In this next leg, we would really have to cover some ground. We had just 10 days to reach Ulan-Ude, so to give us plenty of time to enjoy Mongolia, we planned on driving non-stop through Kazakhstan and Russia to the Mongolian border, before slowing up through Mongolia and onto the finish line in Ulan-Ude.
No words can describe how uncomfortable I am right now. Every time we turn left, I'm round nothing at this, and have to sit next to this wench.
Lions eat them.
Yes.
A zebra. No. A gazelle.
Yes.
Meerkat.
Yes.
We are 7 hours in with 5 of us. Sam, how do you rate the comfort?
Minimal and unpleasant. So our exhaust fell off again, and we're back to sounding like a rally car. Well.
We're making
Well, we got pulled over by the police because we were doing 70 and a 90 zone just before the sign that said 50.
We just crossed the border from Kazakhstan to Russia. We've got a 300k drive to Barnaul, and then from there we're going to try and push on to Mongolia, which is another 800k. So we'll be there at some point tonight or tomorrow.
It's that time again. Temperature.
Yeah, we've got a thermostat to put in the car. We didn't put it in Almaty because it was warm, but it's fucking freezing here. So otherwise we're just going to be overcooling the whole time, and apparently that's bad. Right, Angus? Yes.
How does this happen? So we tried to put the thermostat in, and
we broke the
we
housing.
accidentally broke the housing. So we're getting another tow to a mechanic.
What's happened here?
We have no idea. Basically, our thermostat thing broke, so we were about to push it to a mechanic we found on Google, and then someone walked by and said, "Can we help?" And he also happened to be an engineer at a mechanic place, which he's now towed us to for free.
Once Nikolai had towed us to the garage, he then took us in and fed us.
Andrew, what's in your cup?
We have a Facebook page.
Raspberry vodka.
Post.
So I think we're staying in this hotel for free, and we were like, no, we don't want to stay here because it's like $80 for all of us, which is quite a lot for us. And we got a whole bed each, and Sam tried to pay the man, but the man said no, and then he tried to pay the hotel, and they said no.
I think the car's going to be fixed today.
Don't say it, Claire!
Tomorrow we'll be in
No. When I asked today, they were like, yeah, today, like it was nothing.
Sure enough, 2 hours later we were back on the road. Nikolai had refused payment for the hotel, food, car repairs, or the 12 bottles of vodka that he gave us as a departing gift. It was truly some of the best hospitality any of us had ever experienced.
So we've now left Barnaul after a super quick turnaround with fixing the car. It's now a 700k drive to the Mongol border.
Well, we just stumbled across a McDonald's and a petrol station in the same place.
What?
What?
It's going to be our last west. From Mackies?
No, look in there.
It's not even funny.
It lies.
It's not even funny.
Look at the golden arch of lies.
After possibly the biggest disappointment of the rally, we pushed on into the night through the Altai Mountains before setting up camp just a few kilometres from the Mongolian border.
What's your thoughts so far, Sam?
Yeah, so when we thought, the cold will be alright, our first night, not even in Mongolia, we woke up and we were very, very cold. My antlers did not provide the warmth I desired. We were all very cold, but we did pack away very, very quickly.
Andrew?
My feet are the coldest they've ever been. Ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chris?
Just no words.
We're at the snowy Mongolian border, and Sam got out to stretch his legs, and we just locked him out in the cold.
He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know yet.
We've been waiting here for almost 2 hours at the Russian-Mongol border. We're bored, and now we need a toilet. And Angus has already been, and he says it's the worst toilet we've had all trip. And I cannot wait. It looks like something you test something for the bombing.
Oh, I can smell it. I can smell it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, wow. I don't need a wee anymore.
Oh, God.
The humanity.
Oh, my. I've just seen into hell and I don't like it.
Oh, God.
That's awful.
You don't want to see it.
You do not, mate. So...
We're in Mongolia!
Anywhere you want to go, I follow.
Manly thing for Chris.
Mountain iron river low, I follow. Take me to the bottom, draw me in low, wherever you go. Mountain iron river low, I follow.
Tomorrow in Altai, the air temperature at night is going down to -9.
Cool.
I hope you pack that pair of socks.
Beautiful, beautiful life. Beautiful, beautiful life. With you.
Not ready.
Have you seen where we are? We're in Mongolia.
And it's snowing.
Anywhere you wanna go, I follow.
Faster.
Mountain on a river low,
Faster.
I follow.
Right, start.
Take me to the bottom, drown me in love, wherever you go. Mountain iron river low, I follow.
Andrew, what's going on?
We are checking the altitudes of places to camp because we don't want to freeze to death again.
Not to death.
So we're hoping to camp somewhere in this plateau here, somewhere hopefully 1250, maybe 1500. Depends how far we get.
I love 1500.
So we'll just see how far we get. We are setting up camp in the Gobi Desert.
You ruined my introduction. But also, yes, Andrew is correct. We are in the Gobi Desert-ish, and we're now setting up camp. Andrew, how would you describe the Gobi Desert so far?
Good roads.
I meant the Gobi Desert, not the roads.
Oh, sparse. So we just had to have a diversion off our road. Didn't know why. It was really smooth, got really bumpy, and it turns out the bridge has collapsed.
What to say to Maddie?
Sorry for not seeing the rock. Big spiky rock though.
A big spiky rock. I inspected it myself.
How's the wheel driving, Sam?
I'm soaring at the wheel. Nothing's happening because I'm on sand. We found new steeds.
They're very slow. We're actually being herded by the man.
The other guys are really slow. But Tarzan, he's a fine horse. A racing horse. We've hit 10,000 miles. Mind you, it has felt like bloody longer with you lot, I swear to God. So sad. After a full day's driving, we are now entering Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia.
And so, our journey was nearly at an end. We had a day off exploring Ulaanbaatar before driving north into Russia.
We are on our way to Ullenude from Ulaanbaatar. We're going to stop by someone to camp for about an hour, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll be in Ullenude.
We're now at the border. We went through the border, but because they were going to let all the lorries through before us, we've re-entered Mongolia backwards at 3 miles an hour.
Just a few short hours later, we made it to Ullenude, so we went straight to the pub to celebrate both reaching the finish line and Chris's birthday.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Chris! Happy birthday to you!
And so, 70 days after boarding a ferry in Dover, we had finally made it to the finish line. And while some of us didn't make it, we all had an amazing time trying. For we had crossed continents, mountain ranges and seas, all in our woefully equipped cars. We had battled setback after setback, from breakdowns to near-death crashes, from broken people to insane bureaucracy. But in truth, the reason we made it to the finish line at all was due to all the help we had along the way. So thank you to everyone who stopped and helped us make it to the finish line.
Hi, we're doing car things.
So basically, we're in Ullenude. Angus, Claire and I have to fly home. They've got jobs and I've got to go back to fucking uni. So we are sorting out the car for Chris and Sam for their long drive back through Russia. So we're giving it a once over, cleaning it, sorting out the tyres, giving it an oil change,
learning how to
fixing the roof rack, fixing the boot catch. We're just giving it a once over really. So they can have a nice easy drive home hopefully.
It'll be alright.
After 2.5 months on the road, just Chris and Sam remained to drive the final 5,000 miles back home to the UK. They made it in just 3 weeks and Maddie is still on the road today. Footage of this, however, is limited, so our story ends here in the Siberian city of Ulan-Ude.
Andrew, your feet are horrendous.
Yeah, I will fuck the
That was mad, isn't it?
Isfahan Rad. Lieblingsfach ist Rad? Rad, yeah, I like, yeah.
Just gonna get out, move the door out of the way so I can leave the toilet.
How was it?
Pretty good actually.
Yeah.
One of the better holes.
Oh my god, completely. I got some deep in my glasses.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought I was going to go through.
All that.
Alright. Mmm.